by having those revolutions, you can trust the ball, get it way wide out on the lane, and have it roll up to the pocket and stop. The ball actually loses its side momentum and goes straight back through the pins, and that's why you carry that high 4-pin, or might even slap the 10 when you might not normally do that. There's an adjustment.
Well, it almost looked like he lost that ball and still got back to get the right scramble. As his parents look up, boy, do they look. Bill and Inchie, is that how you pronounce her name? Boy, they look uptight. That must be his sister there.
They're not having any fun, I don't think, right now.
Or his girlfriend, okay. It's harder to sit back and watch.
Lost his balance on that shot. Seemed to really not get his knee under him at the foul line, and by doing so, didn't get any lift on the ball, and then just kind of squirted off his hand there.
Mom feeling every pin that's standing. The ball speed between these two players is such a contrast, with Johnson throwing so hard, where D'Angemont doesn't seem to be throwing nearly that firm.
Dave D'Angemont, he does it so effortlessly. He's such a big, strong guy that he doesn't look like he's throwing the ball very hard, but it gets down there pretty quick. If you didn't watch him and just watch the ball, don't watch him throw it and just watch the ball. There's plenty of ball speed there, but he makes it look so easy. He's so strong, and his rotation and timing, at the point of release, his timing is just outstanding.
Perfect. It reminds me, you know, such a big man and so smooth and effortless, of another big man that won this tournament years ago, Billy Whaley, that was so smooth and effortless.
Very good. That's a very good analogy, Mike. There's no question. Here's a good look at his style. And just look at the rotation. Ball like it has a motor on it. And all 10 gone. It's as good as you can get it, and there's his reaction. And he knew he had released the ball extremely well. He knew he had that one.
I tell you, between these two guys, the amount of revs between the two of them, they get more in one frame than I got in a career. So. Ooh, there's somebody paid for it. The 3-6-7-10.
Haven't had many what you might call a bad break on a bad shot today, Mike. Most everybody's gotten away with the bad ones.
Or will he throw straight to try and hit the 3-6-10, or is he going to try and hook it in behind it? What's he going to do?
I think he'll what they've been doing all week, and I see no reason to change. Lane conditions basically saying he'll throw it hard and straight and try to just slide it across the lane. Use that oil in the middle and throw it pretty hard and straight. Kind of like that. That just stayed out there.
Boy, 6 out. What a costly frame that was.
That's a tremendous mental error there. That's there's no excuse for that. When you do something like that, it's that could cost you the tournament. And he's sitting there feeling very depressed at this point. Ken Johnson has to be thrilled. He's thinking, well, there's my chance to jump on this guy. Well, that's a big break. Oh my.
I'll tell you that they're both showing their inexperience here, in the sense, you know, that the pressure is so great, and Ken approach to me, let's just get this frame over as fast as I can.
That's how he started the match. The very first frame, he picked up the ball and he was gone almost before we could get a good look at him. He's setting his feet. He's very fast with his feet now, much faster than he was in the previous match. And you get there ahead of the ball, Mike, and as you well know, you're always in trouble when you do that. Great shot there.
He put himself in tremendous position. But David D'Angemont has just got to be feeling, boy, I've got to take this out the sheet right now.
And he can do it. If anybody can do it, Dave can. He's, you know, I've said several times, capable of striking with the best of them. He's done it all week. That's why he's the tournament leader.
Big shot coming up on right now. He's got to respond to Johnson's double.
He does. The most that Dave can go if he goes off the sheet is 228. So Johnson going at 216 pace now would only need one or two more hits really to lock up the match. But D'Angemont has to put pressure on him, make him think a little bit, not just get up there and freewheel.
Now, is it in the back of Dave's mind right now, those 3 seconds and he's never won, is that sitting back there somewhere?
I don't think so right now, Mike. I think right now he's really just thinking about making good shots at this point. He knows he's behind. He's got to make the good shots. A little more speed there.
Boy, just one errant shot, but boy, almost pins him through away and count. If he'd got 9 out, he'd have 6 more pins.
Mm-hmm. Big difference. One less strike he would have needed.
Boy, that looked good all the way, and then leaves the 4-pin and gives Mr. DeAngeman life.
Exactly, and he almost had the 4-9, which is a very difficult spare. You feel bad you don't strike, but you also feel relief that you didn't get that split. Can't be careless. Concentrate on your spares. He really goes back. He's like he just wants to get this over with. He's not wasting any time at all.
Scoreboard tells the whole story. 2 frames to go. DeAngeman working on a double, trailing by 17. Ken Johnson, foundation 9th frame.
And DeAngeman, as the leader, had choice of finishing lanes, and he's chosen to let Ken Johnson, through lack of experience, have to finish the match and maybe be in a position to need a strike for the championship. That was the break of his career. I'll tell you what a bad break on the other side of the coin for Dave DeAngeman. He's thinking, boy, if the ball's hitting the head pin, it's going to be a split. Here's another look at it. Watch the pin action as the pin comes all the way across the lane. Right there. That's the 2-pin. Coming all the way across the lane and took it out, and he just was happy not to get a split. Now he got the strike. Got to respond.
And he did it. Boy, he can't throw it any better than that. So many times you see a bowler when his opponent gets that good break, that affects him mentally, but Dave didn't seem to be that way. 7 pins the difference. DeAngeman can take the lead in the match with a strike in the first one of the 10. What was that arrow? To hurry. Oh, he did. It leaves the 10 pin.
But it's not over. He has to realize it's not over. He's been unfortunate a few times. He made the big mistake with the split when he threw away the count, which would have put him right there in this match. But he has to make the spare because anything can happen. We've seen it happen before. Ken Johnson, a lot of pressure on him to finish this match with a mark to win it.
Covers it perfectly. And strike, he finishes with 207.
Sometimes, Mike, it's harder to get a mark than it is to get a strike when you need it. Because you try to be careful, and if you try to be careful, you generally make a mistake.
Especially you got inexperience going up there in that 10th frame. Neither one of these guys has ever won. Same hit, this time the strikes.
All right, here's the shot of his career, of his life, his bowling life. He needs a mark. Spare or strike.
Such a prestigious time.
Going high, but it stopped and tripped that 4-pin.
What a break. Here's a good look at that last shot. This is for the championship. And you remember, he needed a mark to win, and he went through the head pin, the middle of the head pin almost, Mike, and he tripped off the 4-7-10. Unbelievable. What a break. It just hasn't been DeAngeman's day. He bowled well.
Well, with the bowler that if you blink, you miss his approach because he doesn't take any time, but he sure strikes. Threw the big strike when he needed it.
I wonder if he, now that he's had this kind of success in a major tournament like this, is thinking about rejoining the PBA.
There he is, the winner of the ABC Bud Light Masters Championship for 1992. He finishes with a big 235 for David D'Intramont's 207. Holds up that arm in victory, and I'm sure if he gives his wife or a girlfriend a big hug, that he's breathing a lot easier right now. Daryl Dobbs congratulates him. Mom says, well done, son. Tears in a lot of eyes right now. We'll be back to talk to this year's winner in just a minute.
The ABC Bud Light Masters Tournament has been brought to you by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. And by United. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
And here's your champion of this year's 1992 ABC Bud Light Masters champion, Ken Johnson. Nice going, Ken.
Thank you very much.
And to make the presentation of the Frank K. Baker Trophy is the newly elected president of the ABC, Tom McKay.
Thank you. Certainly my privilege, Ken, and congratulate you. This is your first Masters tournament. You certainly did a great job starting off with a win. It's my pleasure on behalf of the officers, directors, and all the members of the American Bowling Congress to be able to present you this Frank K. Baker Award, emblematic of the 1992 ABC Bud Light Masters champion. Congratulations.
And we've got something a little bit more tangible. It's Pat Burns from Sports Marketing with a nice check.
Ken, on behalf of Anheuser-Busch and the Bud Light brand, I'd like to present you this championship check.
Thank you. I'd like to thank ABC and Bud Light for putting on a very classy tournament, and hope to be back next year to defend the title.
And there's your champion. We'll be back from Corpus Christi with more right after this.
The winner of this year's 1992 ABC Bud Light Masters Championship is Ken Johnson. This has been a presentation of Bud Sports in association with ESPN.